Hey everyone. It is your girl Kiki and I am back with another video. Today I want to do the movie Jason's Lyric. Let's go ahead and jump in. Jason's Lyric is a 1994 classic movie written by Bobby Smith Jr. and directed by Doug McHenry. I've always had a love for this movie, but it is definitely depressing. But can we just take a quick moment to talk about how fine Jada Pinkett and Alan Payne were in this movie? Definitely look good, and they actually look good together as a couple. In the 90s, Jada was definitely that girl. I mean, she still is. She still looks good and everything, but 90s Jada, yeah. Jason, played by Alan Payne, had such a hard life because he had to carry the weight of killing his own dad, but of course he did it to protect his mother. Let's start there. I want to put some blame on the mother, and let me tell you why. She did not do all she could so that her children wouldn't experience what they did. Mad Dog, played by Forrest Whitaker, made a habit of getting drunk, popping up to the house, and getting violent. Why is this continually happening without her calling the police or having some type of Baker Act on him, to try to keep him away? I understand that he went to the war and lost his leg and, mentally he was changed. And I'm sure she still had love for him and, felt bad, but, you have to protect your children before anything else and they come first. And I just feel that she let him come around too often knowing his violent nature. Next thing is, Jason had too much on his back, and it wasn't fair for him to feel stuck the way he did. His brother, Joshua, played by Bookham Woodbine, was a troubled young man in and out of prison and in the streets very heavy. Jason shouldn't have had to feel that it was his responsibility to stay where he was and not move out of town for the job promotion that he was offered because of his brother. I mean, his mother too, and I do understand him not wanting to leave her because she didn't have anyone. But she lived in a bad area and she didn't have really anything, and she definitely seemed down and depressed all the time. So I can definitely understand him not wanting to leave her, especially leaving her to deal with his brother Joshua. Jason was always having nightmares about the night he killed his dad, and you could tell it kind of crippled him. This man was still living in the house with his mother in a twin bed. He definitely wanted more for himself, but felt stuck in the past. I wholeheartedly believe Josh was jealous of Jason. Jason was a respectful, attractive, upstanding working man, and Josh felt judged by him because Josh knew he wasn't living right. Let's be clear, though, son or not, Josh couldn't have kept getting out of prison and coming to live in my house if I was the mother. He had way too many of his daddy ways. And y'all remember that one scene where he got mad because she threw away the food? Although I always thought that was crazy. Like, she could have just told him to take the food and, she wasn't going to eat the food or whatever because she felt like he got it by selling, drugs or whatever. But I feel like she didn't have to throw it away. But that's just me. But anyway, when he got mad, on that scene, he tried to hit her. Luckily, Jason was there to stop it. He would have had to go. When Jason met Lyric, I feel like he finally felt like he had something and someone to add to his happiness and to live for. Deep down, he couldn't fully give himself to Lyric because he felt guilt and that it was his job to be everything to his mom and brother, which wasn't fair to Lyric or himself. Okay, so y'all remember Lyric's brother who was in a relationship with her friend. Her self-esteem was so low, and it was sad, honestly, when you think about it, like now that I have these adult eyes. She basically told Lyric that the world wasn't full of Jasons, so she held on to Alonzo because he was all she had. And let's be honest, Alonzo didn't seem like, the best type of person to be in a relationship with. He was in the streets, robbing banks. So it was just sad that she felt that that was the best that she could do. Now, let me just say this. If I was Lyric, when Josh had that gun pointed to her and Jason came to try and save her, I would have been scared and actually pissed off because why was Jason talking trash to Josh as this man has a gun on her? Like, if anything, you need to be humble right now and try to calm him down, not argue with him about how he messed up your life and all of this. Like, what? I just always thought that that was crazy. When he shot Lyric and then, did the same thing to himself, it was really sad. But no lie, and I want to know if anyone else used to think this. When I was a kid, I used to think that Lyric died, and the scene of them two on the bus at the end was just his imagination, like him imagining that Lyric was there with him on that bus, going off somewhere. It wasn't until I realized, like I noticed she had that bandage on her chest from where she was shot, that I realized, like, oh, so she didn't die. And that actually made me happy. I was glad because, that when I was younger, that scene used to always tear me up because I used to be like, no, why she had to die? But then I realized she didn't die and I was happy about that. All in all, I just think that the movie is still sad because, Josh ended up killing himself. The dad, died because, Jason had to protect his mother. But I just feel like Jason shouldn't have even been put in that position where he felt he had to do that. And then the mother still ended up, alone by herself, living in the hood. Son, killed himself. And it's just still a sad movie, even though I'm glad Lyric didn't die. I just still feel like it was a sad movie. But anyway, even though it's a sad movie, I still like and enjoy the movie. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts on what y'all think about this classic. And until next time, bye.